Yo, 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 what up, friends? My name is Omar Fonseca, host of Ball and Bud Sports and Entertainment on YouTube at BALLANDBUDS, Ball and Buds, and your Let's Talk Sports Las Vegas Raiders insider here with your 2023 Las Vegas Raiders NFL Draft Preview. Shout out DDH and the crew at Let's Talk Sports. Let's get it. This Thursday night, yes, we have round one of the NFL Draft. The excitement is off of the charts, baby. This is going to be a huge draft for the Raiders as they have 12 picks in total, and after not having a first and second round pick last year after trading for Devontae Adams, shout out Tay, still the best wide receiver this side of JJ, Justin Jefferson, also shout out JJ, but the Raiders have pick number 7, which means that when the draft starts about 8 p.m. Eastern, at about 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, your Raiders will be on the clock. What are they looking at? Well, we know from off-season news that they actually tried to trade for the number 1 pick with the Bears. They were not able to get that done. The Panthers swooped in and did get that done. So the Raiders now still sit at number 7. So what are the possibilities at number 7? Obviously, we know there are 3 ways they can go. As we said, the least likely being trading up, because that would cost them a bunch more picks after they just traded their first and second last year. And the team needs a lot of players. A team needs starters and immediate role players now. They don't need them later. So I personally think they should trade back in order to get more picks to field a stronger team. That being said, staying at number 7, they could still get one of the premier prospects. Raiders could be in play for one of the top 4 QBs if they were to fall. But even if a Will Levis from Kentucky were to fall, it is likely they will wait to a later round to draft a quarterback who can be developmental behind Jimmy Garoppolo for a year or 2, looking at a Herndon Hooker or an Aiden O'Connell. If they stay at number 7, who are some possibilities for them there? Well, you're looking at the defensive prospects such as a Will Anderson and possibly, if he falls all the way there, a Jalen Carter. You also have the 2 cornerbacks in Devin Witherspoon out of Illinois and Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon. Both man-to-man, strong physical corners. And so we know it's hard for the Raiders to actually pick Jalen Carter with what happened in the incident that Henry Ruggs had. Obviously, if they take Jalen Carter, who just had the road racing incident, that may not look good in the Las Vegas community. So that is probably going to be the reason they do not draft him. And I completely understand that reasoning. It just would not be a good look for the city. If Will Anderson were to drop to them or one of the other cornerbacks, I would jump on them right away. Also, any offensive tackle prospects such as Paris Johnson or out of Ohio State or Peter Skronsky out of Northwestern can both be had at a later pick in the first round. So if you're going to do that, I would suggest trading back. One trade that was suggested by my fellow Raiders insider, Vic Tafur, shout out Vic. I live in Nashville, and he had a trade that I saw he put out that was a pretty good trade for both teams and I think would work. And so the trade he actually projected was that the Raiders would trade number 7 to the Titans. The Titans would then give back to the Raiders number 11, number 72 in the 3rd round, and then a 2024 number 3 round pick. So 1 first and 2 thirds to move up 4 spots. I think that's pretty decent return. The Raiders, if they did move back, they would be hoping that one of those cornerbacks or possibly Will Anderson would fall out of the top 10. Not sure that any of that will happen, but they should have their pick of at least one of the offensive tackles. And on the Titans side, I actually like it as well because they would be trading up to 7, trying to get one of those top 4 QBs, hoping that one of them drop to that position. That's a trade that works out with both sides. Either way, if I were the Raiders, I would trade down. If they stay at number 7, who are some possibilities for them there? Well, you're looking at the defensive prospects such as a Devin Witherspoon. He's ready to start from day one with a fire. He's a dog, right? He got that dog mentality in him. He's ready to go. So that would be my pick. Obviously, Jalen Carter, if he falls to you, something really hard to pass on. But again, with the Henry Ruggs situation that happened before, I wouldn't do it because it's bad optics for the Vegas Raiders and the Las Vegas city in general. And I also think the cornerback, while they have Nate Hobbs, while they have Amik Robertson, Sam Webb, and they picked up Duke Shelley, David Long Jr., and Brandon Faison was brought back in the offseason, I still think they need a starting cornerback, and one of those guys, either the Devin Witherspoon from Illinois or Christian Gonzalez from Oregon, would both be day one starters. They're going to have their pick of the litter, so to say, at number 7, whoever may fall to them there. That being said, overall, the Raiders have 12 picks, and they need to hit on at least 7 of them. They have 7 picks in the top 150. That means they need to come away with 3 starters and 4 role players out of those 7 picks to make this draft a success. With those 12 picks, we obviously know they have the number 7 pick in the first round, but they also have a second-round pick. They also have 2 third-round picks. They also have a 4th-round pick, 3 fifth-round picks, 2 6th-round picks, and 2 7th-round picks. So, Raiders, you got a lot of decision-making to do. You better make the right decisions, and if the Raiders make the wrong decisions, I can guarantee you now, this experiment will not end well. Josh McDaniels and Ziegler will be out if they have another 4-win season, and John Gruden will be back, which Raiders fans would love. GM Dave Ziegler, Director of Pro Scouting Dwayne Joseph, and Head Coach Josh McDaniels have done all the work up to this point, and now they have to make the right decisions. Last year was a dry run, right? They didn't have their 1st and 2nd round picks. They only had a limited amount of other picks. Now is their time to show that they know what they are doing. They have already turned the Las Vegas Raiders into Patriots West. Hey, it is what it is. When you hire that team, you know what's going to happen. That being said, if they draft like the Patriots, well, you don't have Bill Belichick. Josh McDaniels surely is not that. So, we'll see where this goes for the Raiders. But again, they have 12 picks, and they need to make sure they are drafting for value every single time. In the later rounds as well, if they are able to find maybe, like we talked about, a quarterback, or even just fortifying your defense. Your offensive line needs more pieces. You definitely could use a right tackle that can start. So they have a lot of decision making in front of them. But again, huge draft for the Raiders, and we will look forward to what they do. You will see me on the draft coverage for Let's Talk Sports. Shout out DDH and the crew. You will catch me on that draft coverage on Thursday. So see what I have to say about the Raiders and who they pick at number 7, and what other possibilities we could see on days 2 and 3 with rounds 2 through 7. That being said, again, my name is Omar Fonseca, host of Ball and Bud Sports and Entertainment. Catch our YouTube channel at Ball and Buds, BALLANDBUDS. And you can catch me on the draft coverage for Let's Talk Sports. Make sure you follow both YouTube pages for all of the best sports coverage. That being said, again, my name is Omar Fonseca, a.k.a. the Street Professor, signing off until Thursday. Peace out, Raiders fans.